Hey everybody, Obey the Papaya, back at you again with another talking video. So we got the new early access patch version 0.11 coming with the new UI, Sarath, and some balance patch notes. So let's take a look and see what we can get. I'm going to give you guys a quick overview just on what I consider the nerfs and buffs of every character. So this is basically what I would say is what characters did get nerfed, what characters got buffed. A few changes I would say is Phase is a little bit neutral. She mostly got a mana nerf that wasn't too bad, especially with the items that you build. So I wouldn't say she really got, you know, she's probably on the iffy side. I say she's kind of neutral. Not much has really changed with her. Early game is probably slowed down. She got a, we'll go through the patch and whatnot and discuss that. But one quick thing that isn't mentioned on the nerfs and buffs, there's a huge 66% nerf on all AoE and dot damage based lifesteal. So just imagine a nerf in reality to everybody. It's going to make Tainted still is going to be super effective, probably even more now just because now healing is very minuscule compared to what it was before, especially with Crunch's AoE heal, Countess's entire AoE heal, but we'll discuss it, further on. Just this, now if you just want to nerf some buffs, you can leave the video, leave a like and subscribe, and we'll call it a day, right? That's all you need to know. There's some items changes and whatnot. I didn't go through that. We just kept the nerfs and buffs on the direct characters on here. I'll look into adjusting it and thinking about that stuff in the future. But let's look at what we got for the entire early access page. So version 0.11, it's out here. Sarath is coming. Her kit looks amazing. Highly recommend taking a look at the video. I'll post it in the description. We're not going to go too big on the overview on her. I just think that she's going to be a really fun character. Probably one of the first characters I will play as soon as possible. I haven't played Xeris yet. I haven't played Greystone yet. Phase took me forever. I think Morgish was the only one that I actually played relatively early when she got released. But there she is, coming out. Really nice. A big fan of the change in her ability. Her Q is basically a damageable Countess Q. Her Ascend looking gorgeous as it was before. Her R&B Chastise looks interesting. Her attack speed looks wild. Her passive is really going to be interesting. I'm really curious to see how that's going to be, especially in dual lane after you kill an ADC or you kill a support. How much pressure is it really going to put on him? Looks super good. I'm pretty excited for that. The skin looks kind of lame. That's it. The skin's lame. I'm disappointed at it. Whatever. Doesn't matter. It's a common skin. I don't see a difference. Maybe it's just that, I don't know. Forget it, right? New UI. Let's wait and see. I'm excited. I'm tired of them saying UI this, UI that. I'm done with it. I'm glad to be hopefully done with it. And hopefully get some content off of it. That's what I want to see. Hero acquisition, that's interesting. I know Carrie did an update. I didn't read the update overall on it. So either by earning XP or purchasing them outright with platinum. Sounds about right. I think she's free for the first 2 weeks. She will not be free she is not a free character. So anyone that is PlayStation, the reason you buy the game for $20 is to unlock all the characters besides Sarath. Otherwise, you only get the free characters and you got to earn them. PlayStation, remember that. All right? Consoles, that's why you buy it. That's why even PC, that's why you spend the $20. It's cheap relative to everything. You get some platinum too, I think, right? It's worth it. It's worth getting it. $20, just skip on lunch for a few bits, it's worth it. Match XP changes. We're going to see adjusted, probably lowered. I think we're going to see it lowered. Downtime. Yeah, we'll wait. 3 hours probably. So the lifesteal mechanics I told you about, think of AoE and dot lifesteal. It's nerfed by 66%. So you're going to get 33% of it. We're going to see how it's going to work on Countess. We're going to see how it's going to work on Crunch. We're going to see how it works on everybody, honestly. Kira, it's going to be wild. This is going to change the game drastically. Meta's going to change off of this. Same thing with running Soul Bear on literally on anyone, on literally everybody. It's going to be wild. So let's see what happens. So yeah, we saw the Decker nerf. Super nice. I do think that she was overall tanky and she had easy escape. Damage decreased, but she got a little bit. Let's see. So damage decreased from 75 to 70. So yeah, overall decreased in general. I think, yeah, this was the one that I think was increased, right? Yeah, it was her Q. That's her poke. That's fine. 10. It's gonna kind of suck, but it's actually easily dodgeable. The R&B is slightly harder to hit, and it's more, actual big issue. So to see this get changed, that's good. Hopefully, Decker doesn't feel as free as she used to. Drongo getting the ultimate nerfed. That's I'd say it's pretty nice. I think it's a fair overall for early game. He is very strong ADC. Probably the best overall ADC for someone that doesn't require as much skill but want to put insane pressure. The one ADC, in my opinion, that can really take advantage of going against Twin Blast and winning. Because he is strong. He is the main pick. Drongo and Twin Blast are probably going to be, well, we'll see. Twin Blast got nerfed hard. Fang Mao, yes, we're getting an early game nerf. He's not going to be as oppressive on his first ganks. His passive is getting nerfed. Super nice. It does get stronger though at the end. So that's actually going to be pretty interesting. 1%, but remember 1%, you want to think of the percent comparison as if it goes from, if it's a third of a damage, that's a 33% increase. So going from, right now it's going to be nerfed to 8%. It's nerfed about 30%, give or take, of course. Now we're going to see it get increased by about 15-ish%. That's a good amount of damage increase. It sounds very low when it's a 1% increase. When it's about a 15% increase overall compared to what it was before, that's the number we actually care about. We're getting a nerf on the shield too. Fang Mao is going to be on the slightly weaker side now. That's going to be nice. Pretty oppressive. Gideon getting a buff on the Q. I'm happy. A lot of pro players are happy. That's going to be a little dangerous in my opinion. I don't like that. I think his Q poke with combustion is very strong right now. Chimera getting a nerf. I think it's needed. He is very oppressive. This will help for the mid lane squishies, for my case. I'm talking about Faye, specifically. This will be a nice nerf. I welcome it. Although it's more of a decreased damage from 10-17. It's just a level 2. It's not necessarily too big. So we'll see. It's going to be it's going to be nice. Usually it is a few HP I'm surviving on, if any. So if I get a little bit more HP, that might survive on red. I'll take it. Kira getting a buff on her her escape, her movement ability, which is nice. I think it's worth it when you compare it to freaking Twin Blast having his reset. Although her range is further, I still think that it should be maybe a little bit 16. I don't know. We'll see. Ult getting buffed. This is probably going to be used to kind of scale a little bit better with the lifesteal. 33% lifesteal, but she's getting a 30% total increase on her power scaling. Maybe it cancels out a little bit on that lifesteal. She'll need it. She's very squishy, very easy to target. I wish you were able to get like an E reset with her ultimate, kind of like Samira back in League, but besides the point, that's what we're seeing in Kira. Bellica getting a well-deserved nerf, not where I would kind of want it to be, but it's happening. We're getting the physical power decreased. Good. It's a little bit, but it's gonna stop her from feeling very oppressive early game when you're just spamming R&B and just throwing basic attacks at the mid laner. That's good. I want the physical power should decrease. Her Q power scaling is getting decreased. That's nice. It's worthy. I don't think that's the biggest issue. I think it's the stun after the knock-up. Yeah, it's something. Void Drone getting a mana cost increase. That's a little interesting. I'm fine with it as a non-Bellica player. I hate Bellica. She's very boring to me. Here we got Phase. So this is what I'm saying. That Phase does get a regen decrease. And her armor growth is decreased. I would say she's actually nerfed. I probably made a mistake on that. So Phase, I would say, is nerfed. She did get the Q scaling by 10%, which, I mean, is a pretty 10% increase, but a bigger number. What's 10%? What's increase, 80, 70%. I don't know. You probably get like a 15, right, percent increase, something like that. Whatever. You know, it's a kind of a lame ability though. I mean, you have to be very close. It's not the ability that needs a buff, but she did basically get a nerf, so I'm sorry for that. Revenant getting nerfed. I'm glad. I actually didn't even know her RMB passive scaled on missing HP. So super glad to see that we're getting a change in that. Obliterate getting a longer cooldown. It's a game of seconds. It's a game of milliseconds. So getting a 2-second decrease and all that, or increase. Although late game it does actually cooldown increased 8 to 10. I mean 8 from 10. It's actually gonna be stronger late. Wait. No, I'm stupid. Don't listen to me. It is long. All right, yeah, it is. I hate the wording. I'm terrible at this. So cooldown increased from 12 to 14, from 8 to 10. I'm stupid. We're getting a good cooldown. I want that. That's what we want. Good. Stupid me. Don't mind that. So yeah, he's getting a nerf. And this was an interesting bug, actually. I did find it interesting that I did feel that that his R would root longer. So that's good. I felt that when I used it and when other people used it. Twin Blast, massive nerf. He's getting an entire scalar change. So that's going to be interesting to see. I don't know too much about growth scalar, so it seems that's getting increased. Base regen is decreased, which is good. He does use up a lot of mana, and I think he can save, like when you compare Drongo uses up so much mana compared to what Twin Blast does, and Twin Blast can push so hard. That's where I say it's really worrisome about him. So so here we got the double shot LMB. That's going to be nice, a little decrease on just the basics scaling. Vaporize Q, mana increase. That's what I want to actually see. I'm a little disappointed on Vortex not really getting cooldown increase. Increase CD. Or like more mana, but it's interesting that they're going from physical to magical. I wonder how that's going to be. Maybe we'll see some better AP scaling, but we're not. We're going to see power scaling decrease. So, but I don't know what the actual magical scaling is for that. So that's going to be interesting. Imagine just a spamming Twin Blast. Ventilate getting nerfed. I like that. Less bullets, less damage per shot. Everything about this is nice. Lower attack speed. He's getting nerfed hard. His entire kit's going to change. I'm super excited to see what we're going to get from it. So magic power scaling decrease. So it's probably not the AP. Because I would assume Ventilate would have some more AP scaling. Or magic power scaling, I should say. And we got the items here. Got Witch Stalker getting, it seemed like you got bonus damage from multiple debuffs. Now it's going to be limited to one debuff. So that's going to be interesting. It's going to be nice. It's going to be now, do I go Liberator? Do I go Witch Stalker? Do I go for the lifesteal on the passive, or do I go for the penetration and a little bit more damage? You know, what is better? What am I going to need? Savir's Mantle is nice. We're getting a temporary health decrease. I do think it's a very oppressive. It's the thing you want in general. Razorback, I think, is useless now. Like, you don't really use Razorback. Sapphire's is better because you get the healing from it. You get heal from it, and you get, passive healing permanently. I don't know too much about Ashbringer, not a big ADC thing, but yeah, it used to be built a lot, and then it stopped. So it is interesting that we're getting to see it. Cost decrease. The 25 crit added, I'm curious if the math would make it actually better than having the 10 physical power. If every 4 shots I hit a crit, is that crit damage worth the difference in the physical power? What if I get 2 crits? What if I don't crit then? I wonder what that is. But looks interesting. Ability haste removed, so definitely not for what's his face? Twin Blast now. We'll probably see it. I have not thought of building that at all. Kingsbane getting a bump because of the lifesteal Omnivamp type stuff above. Sky Splitter was very oppressive, very strong item. I think it might even be a 3,000 cost item, but 29 still sounds pretty cheap. It's pretty crazy to think that 2,800 was the original cost. Stormbreaker, now going to be probably useful to get in the jungler, so that's going to be interesting. Nice to see Infernum getting a nerf. Already Twin Blast is getting hit, but that's gonna be a nerf for every assassin. That's gonna be a nerf for any type of burst damage. So excited to see it. But I think it's gonna be more on the useless side of things now. I'm curious to see what's gonna replace it, or if it's still just as strong. Bone saw, really nice. I thought this item was just busted. I think they even could have went down to like 500 or 400 healing. I feel like it's just very, very strong. Getting this item on Grux just changes Grux completely. You just it's too good in my opinion. Yeah, that's why Twin Blast build has it. That's why people will build this on ADCs sometimes to troll, and they get tankier because that simple health increase, and it's just a really built item. I think it also, I don't know too much of the passive, so I can't necessarily say too much on it. But all I know is you get it on Grux. Grux turns into a monster. So Hexbound Bracers, I'm surprised at the armor decrease, but this is gonna help because as someone who gets it, it seems like an ability haste type of a weapon, right? With all the mana and all that stuff, you really want to have your it's gonna help with Decker and whatnot. So seeing that, getting a decrease is gonna be nice because screw Decker, too jumpy for being as tanky as she is. So we'll see what happens with that. Some simple bug fixes we got here. Unbroken Will would not heal. That's really interesting. Glad that was that's fixed. Dread VFX. There's a lot of VFX issues, so I hope we get that fixed soon. Here's gonna stand on top of Arcways. That's interesting. I think there's one that was really good. Mortgage can no longer use jump pads after casting E. I don't think I've ever done that as a Mortgage player. These would get stuck on Dust 2 towers. That happened a lot. I'm glad that's being fixed. Hopefully we can get some minion aggro changes soon too. Tectonic is all the stats of the owner died. Interesting. Saiyan buff and gold buff. That was the one that I was talking about. That's the one that happened to me yesterday. Glad to see that fixed. Nothing else that's too big. Could I be casting Hero Typhoon description not saying on hit is triggered. So overall, it's not a big content patch per se that we're gonna get UI. That's kind of it, overall on this. Glad to see that it's done, and hopefully we can get some content changes coming up with the hero affinity and all that. Other than that, we just gotta wait and see. I hope that Sarath is gonna be super fun, and I hope that everything else comes pretty quick, even with the changes and patches. But all right, we're done with that. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed, leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Content. Try to do it every single day. Try to stream every single day. But all right, thanks for clicking on the video. I will catch y'all. Peace.